What is up, everybody? It's your boy Duty back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video after his high rush gameplay, where luckily Burnt Zapato aka OIC came out to save the stream and dropped a $50 dono. Oh my lord, that game was utterly trash and boring, and you can see Phil was just rocking back and forth on the XY axis. He was scared he was going to get yet again another slow support stream, but of course one of his whales heard the cry and came out and dropped a dono. Anyway, let's hear what Phil has to say on his rap video.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Thursday, the 9th of February 2023, my first day back from my break yesterday, my day away from streaming, and it was a great day. So let's recap what happened today. Coming back from break, I certainly had a lot to talk about on today's episode of the Level 1 podcast. Recapped, what I did on my day off, including ordering some cool accessories and things for my my ongoing Hogwarts Legacy playthrough, a new hat and scarf. Also, some gaming news to cover, and I put together the hat. Did you see it? It's the football helmet / ridiculous beer drinking hat that I actually got for this Saturday's upcoming Super Bowl Saturday event. It's ridiculous. It doesn't look very good. Hopefully it works, but I don't know if it's going to, quite frankly. I guess we're going to see. It looks pretty flimsy for what I paid for it, to say the least.
You paid $40 for it. You can usually find a good one for about $30. You just, go to Amazon for everything. And of course, you're going to get nothing but big, cheap, trashy plastic. The funny thing was, it took him 35 minutes to put this thing together. This is something that I should have been able to put together in 5 minutes. But of course, Phil, with his non-skills of everything in life, it took him literally 35 minutes. I have a video out there. I posted it. I sped it up a little bit because no one wants to watch this imbecile for 35 minutes trying to put together a beer hat. So I'm guessing he's going to use it once and then just throw it in the closet, and then probably in the spring when it's downtime, he doesn't have much to do, he'll probably do another closet clean out and throw the trash out.
But anyway, it was a pretty good podcast for various different reasons. I hope you'll give it a look if you didn't. A lot of information was covered and a lot of fun discussion, and of course building of the hat was pretty funny too. Then we got started with Hogwarts Legacy, which we continued on right where we had left off back on the premiere day of Tuesday. We investigated Hogsmeade further. There was some actual interesting combat today. Did a little bit more exploration and side content in Hogswart itself. And then we went to the story. So I would say probably today's 3+ hours of gameplay, 50% kind of side content exploration, and then another 50% actual main story development, which was nice. And so, it was good stuff all around. Great stream. Although admittedly, I'm not sure what happened with support. We barely hit like a level 1 tip skull. It was crazy because the other day when we played Hogwarts, it was just tons of support, like overwhelming amount of support. And by the way, attendance today was good and engagement was good. Just for some odd reason, support was very slow on Hogswart today. I don't know. Maybe it was a one-off. I'm hoping it's not a pattern, obviously. But I'm not going to freak out about it. But it is a factual observation. It was weird that the support had actually dropped off the way that it did. But everyone seemed to have a good time, including me. I'm loving the playthrough.
It's a factual observation. Oh my lord. Apparently that's what Phil loves to say now every time he has to talk about money, his tips, and support. It's a factual observation. He's not begging. He's not asking people to give money. He's not trying to ponder why the tips were low. He's just making a factual observation. Just like the sky is blue, the earth is round, and water is wet. But anyway, it's still disgusting, Phil, when you do it. It's still disgusting. Why? What's the point? You spent the whole stream on Hogwarts complaining about it. And I have a video clipping you. You mentioned support and tips about 10 times in your video. And of course, remember about 2 weeks ago, you had to come and apologize for being the beggar that you are, and apologize for, reverting back to your old ways, as you like to claim, which we know it's not your old ways. It's just your way. I mean, you try to keep the mask on and avoid it from falling off, but it eventually just falls off every single time, especially when you get low tips. And the thing you don't understand is that just because one day you had a nice day of tips and support doesn't correlate where you mean the next 10 streams are going to have similar support. It wanes. You already spent 5 hours on the game? Most people already played it. Most people already watched other people stream it. You're not that interesting, Phil. And the other thing is that your playthroughs are boring as hell. You're walking through like a walking simulator, and all you're doing is making scat jokes, fart jokes. And yeah, that may be fine for your Derricks and some of your Dents, but most people want a little bit more. For example, I was actually watching somebody doing a playthrough on Twitch, and they have a lot of history with the Harry Potter world. And while they were playing it, they were telling a good story. They were talking about the books, the films. They were talking about the behind the scenes. They were talking about director's cut commentary. And they were giving a lot of detail. And they were actually talking about the world and pointing out specific things about the game through the academy and all that stuff. And it was very, very interesting. The playthrough was fine, but his knowledge of the lore made it very well. It made it really good, and that's where you fail. And you don't bother to research it. I mean, you don't have to be an expert. You can take an hour and research some facts about it, and just have that factual information to share with your with the people on your stream, and that makes it interesting. But you fail to do that, and that's why it's so boring. And then you sit there and you wonder why you have low support. But of course, you have the mindset of, if I'm streaming and I get a couple hundred people watching my streams, the money's going to roll in. And that's not the case. The other factor is, not everybody has disposable income. They probably tapped out. They probably waiting until their check on the 15th. And that's why you haven't gotten any additional support. But you fail to see that. You think everyone has this well of money that they can throw your way. And that is not the case. And you have 15, 20 people that actually support you, and you got about 5 whales that come in. They don't have unlimited income, Phil, and you just fail to realize that. And I'm just stating this because this is a factual observation.
Okay? Then on the late stream tonight, it was Hi-Fi Rush. Now, I thought I was going to need 2 more streams to beat the game. Guess what? I beat it. A little over 2 hours. It was 4 stages left. I basically had no problems with it. Like, I guess some people were saying these bosses, there's 3 bosses in the last 4 stages, and some people say they have issues with the bosses. I didn't. I one-shotted everything, pretty much. I take it back. I think the final boss, I died once, because basically the game has one weird segment that's not like the other bosses, but I won't spoil. Basically, beat it, all right? Overall, what are my thoughts on Hi-Fi Rush? It's a great game. Colorful. Very vibrant. Fast-paced action, fun combos, cool unlockable capabilities, great exploration and platforming and puzzles, and the music. Outstanding. The fact that you're playing the game to a melody and doing it in sync with the melody actually enhances the experience is absolutely fun. All right, but where's the weakness of the game? The plot. It's kind of meh. It's all right. The characters are written to kind of be funny. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. Sometimes the writing is all right. Sometimes it's kind of cheesy. It's only a 9 to 10 hour game, and there's only so much you can get done with a story in a 9 to 10 hour game, as opposed to say, a 40-hour RPG. And I think they did a good job at what they had, but I think that really is the shortcoming, that because the game is so fast paced that you don't really, by the end of the game, they're trying to make you feel. I didn't really feel anything. I was like, all right, it's great. Here we go. Big epic move, and boom, 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 boom. It's kind of like, it's more about the action than it is about the plot. And I think that is a shortcoming of the game, that maybe if the game had been a little bit longer, more fleshed out, and wasn't as basic as it was of the game, because it is a basic game, quite frankly, maybe it would have been a little bit more complex, more interesting, tugged at the heartstrings. I would have cared. Still like the game, though. Like, overall, 10-hour playthrough. Enjoyed it. Very happy that I played it. And the funny part about that is, take a look at the views of the playthrough on my channel. My least watched series. Like, I think ever, possibly. I'm serious about that, too. Same thing happened with Signalis. And now this seems like these games that are not big AAA games, they're not really heavily advertised, or I'm not planning on playing them, then all of a sudden they come out of nowhere and I decide to do them. They just don't really get much of a viewership or a following here on DSP Gaming, and it's a shame. I think the game is quite good.
The reason is because you're boring, Phil. You're boring. You have no knowledge of the game. You have no knowledge of how the game came about. You have no knowledge of the studio that produced it. These are things that you can talk about on stream while you play it, if you just do a little bit of research, and those small little details are what help you in your stream. You know what I mean? Instead of you sitting there and having all that dead air and you making those corny jokes and getting yourself in trouble because you always slip up with something stupid. If you actually took the time to learn some factual details about the game, the development, the concept, do some, talk about maybe some concept art. That's another thing I found on people on Twitch. Some people that when they stream games, they get like concept art and stuff like that of the game, and they share that with their viewers. And people love that. I enjoy that. You know what I mean? I can play the game by myself. I don't need to watch a streamer playing a game. But when they add those additional details, that's why I enjoy watching specific content creators. Not sitting here saying, repeating the same corny jokes, saying fart jokes, and just being crass and corny like you.
I really enjoyed it.
By the way, that's the factual observation.
In playing it, I'm happy that I did. I would hope that others would give the game a look, possibly based on my playthrough, saying, oh, actually, wow, watching Phil play, that is pretty good. I mean, the thing is, I'm not great at these kind of games, but I still did pretty good at it.
That's the fact right there. You just stated the truth, Pharaoh. You just stated a factual observation, Phil, where you are not good at the games, right? So what you need to do is you need to compensate for that. And if you compensate for that, then people would find it interesting. I've seen people that play games that are not that very interesting, but they have something interesting to say while they're playing the game, and it keeps me engaged. You do not. And again, this is just a factual observation.
I had a good time with it, got the timing down. The first stream was frustrating, then I got the timing down, and the next thing you know, here I am doing well with the combos and everything, and, kind of cruising through, having fun. I think that's how the game was intended to be played, So, I had a great time. And thanks to those who have watched the playthrough, and in particular supported it, because if you can believe it, tonight, double the support on a Hi-Fi Rush stream than what I had on the HogSnorts stream.
Only because one of your dents came in, one of your whales came in and dropped a $50 dono. If not, it would have been on par, and you were struggling the whole night just to even get $50. So we all know Burnt Spotto, aka OIC, came in and dropped a $50 dono. So much for the whole organic growth and organic tips, and how you have a big swath of supporters that support you whenever you struggle, one of your whales come in and drop some donos. Just like with your memberships, what are you at now? 463. You've lost members, and what's going to happen is Emir's going to come out and drop a big member bomb, and he's going to save the membership goal for February. And you sit here and you try to act like your channel is growing. Your channel is deader than dead. Just a factual observation.
Go figure, because I certainly wasn't expecting that. All right, but it was great. All right, hope you enjoy the end of the playthrough. Now, tomorrow, Friday, it'll be more Hogwarts Legacy on the first stream, which should be great. Now it looks like we're heading into a part of the game where we're going to be advancing the plot at a more rapid pace, probably unlocking a lot more stuff. See, my wife's playing the game. She's far ahead of me, and she's like, you're just about to kind of unlock the best part of the game. You're going to get, able to move around better. You're going to be doing open world exploration. All this content's going to open up. So we're like right there at the edge of having that. So tomorrow should be a really great stream, okay? And tomorrow, my Slytherin hat and scarf are supposed to arrive. So if they arrive in time for the stream, great. Then I'll be able to have them for the stream. I don't know if they will, though. I guess we'll see what happens, okay? And then tomorrow night, late stream, it'll be One Piece Odyssey, which will be great. We're actually about to head into a new dungeon. It's supposed to be like an ice dungeon. So that'll be neat to chill and have a good, relaxing, interactive time on the late stream. Remember, Saturday is my upcoming Super Bowl special bash event. Sports-themed stuff all day long. Beer, snacks, jerseys, football accessories, ads reacting to, playing retro games, having a 30-man fantasy battle royale. It's going to be a great time. So I hope that you guys will join me for that tomorrow, okay? And then, Sunday, my big reveal stream where I reveal to you the project I've been working on for a long time, and now it's ready to come to fruition. I'm ready to announce it and explain it. We're going to have a great time with that. And then, of course, the big change here is that this coming Monday night originally was going to be more Hi-Fi Rush.
By the way, if you don't know, he took the King of Vlogs channel that's he haven't used, and he's changing it to the DSP React channel, and he's going to be doing React content on that channel. I'm guessing daily, weekly. I'm not sure. So that's the big reveal. So I don't know what this hard work was for this channel. It was just basically renaming it and probably getting one of his den heads to do crappy artwork for it. But yeah, that's the big reveal. Anyway, yeah, we have enough about Phil here. He's just droning on and being boring. And that, folks, is a factual statement. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.